You're listening to the European Parliamentary Research Service podcast on the launch of free trade negotiations with Australia and New Zealand.
Talks on a free trade agreement between the EU and Australia and New Zealand could start very soon if the Council gives the Commission's proposal the green light. MEPs support the launch of negotiations, but warn a balance must be struck between better market access conditions and EU defensive interests. Stay with us.
The EU and the two countries are already good trading partners. The EU28 are Australia's sixth largest export destination for agricultural products.
And in 2016, the EU was New Zealand's third largest goods export market. But commercial relations are about to move up a gear.
Yes, they are. In September 2017, the Commission recommended to start negotiations with both countries to conclude two separate free trade agreements.
Details of trade negotiations are usually kept highly secret, but this time it seems the Commission is taking the calls for more transparency seriously and has presented the draft negotiating mandates before the launch of negotiations.
So what do the draft mandates say?
Well, the Commission proposes to focus exclusively on trade and foreign direct investment related areas, leaving investment protection and dispute resolution mechanisms out of the scope.
This would mean the EU would have exclusive competence to ratify the agreements, meaning a quicker ratification process since national parliaments in each member state would not be involved.
In addition to setting the general objectives, the draft mandates recommend that the most sensitive products should be covered by specific provisions, such as longer transition periods or tariff rate quotas for some agricultural products.
Regardless of such provisions, farmers' organisations have voiced concerns that facilitated access of agriculture products from these countries will increase competition on EU markets and put extra pressure on them.
So what's the Parliament's view?
MEPs in the Agriculture and Rural Development Committee called on the Commission to protect European producers who could be negatively impacted by the opening up of the market in sensitive sectors.
In the International Trade Committee, MEPs asked that both agreements deal with issues under exclusive EU competences only.
They also recommended the introduction of measures to protect the most sensitive products and in some cases excluding certain sectors from the free trade deal.
Their views will be debated in plenary next week in Strasbourg.
You're listening to the European Parliamentary Research Service podcasts.